welcome to PC Final Frontier interview. Today we have Kusum with us, and Kusum has some wonderful, inspiring tips, stories, and strategies to share with us today. We're going to bring her on board and ask her some questions, and I am 100% sure listening to her story, everybody will be super amazed. So let's welcome her. Welcome, Kusum. Welcome to the Final Frontier interview.
Thank you, Shivangi, for such a sweet introduction.
Oh, girl. Wait, I'm waiting to bring out those questions, and when everybody hears it, I know they will be as amazed as I am. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, where are you right now? Where are you practicing? What you are doing?
I am a physiotherapist currently practicing at Surat, which is in the western part of Gujarat. And I own a private clinic known as Kusum's Physiotherapy and Rehabilitation Clinic. And it's a holistic approach all under one. I'm practicing physiotherapy from last 17 years.
Wow.
That's a long time.
Wow, awesome. That is, you have a lot of experience. So what made you to take PCE after a long gap? Like why did you decide to get back to studies? Like, I want to take PCE, and it's been 17 years of practice. So what made you take that decision?
There's a disclaimer. I hope you all would accept it. I never wanted to move to Canada. Moving to Canada has been a backup plan for me. The primary goal of clearing PCE was an intent to provide physiotherapy of international standards to Indian patients, because PCE is being conducted by an authority as CAPR, which is a well-known authority, which judges all the physios on the same grounds. And clearing that after 17 years of gap of my academic course was a challenge. I wanted to crack it and deliver the best care for my patients. The second purpose of appearing for PCE is I want to train the Indian physios so that they can improve the quality of care that they are rendering to all the patients. And each patient deserves the best care.
Oh yeah, of course. And I'm pretty sure you are doing your best. Like, I can write it down, tell it with your 17 years of experience, with your own private practice. You are a wonderful PT already. Like, but what you have done to kind of, just improve your standard of care, your quality of treatment to the patients, I'm pretty sure they'll definitely notice it once you start applying what you learned to that. That'll be awesome. I'm pretty sure you will have lots and lots of patients coming for you next. So that's awesome. But how did you adapt? Like, so when you were preparing for this, you said you took the exam 17 years back, completely different format. That was back in India, completely different way of studying, taking those exams. And now moving to PCE, which is completely different also. Like, it's all internet-based, computerized. Take it from home, take it from a center. How did you prepare yourself? How did you adapt to that, sitting for that long, for that exam, preparing, studying? What was your way of approach for it?
To begin with, in India, we have a very subjective way of assessment in examination. So that was the major difference. Here we had vignettes, and based on those vignettes, we had different options. So it was either right or wrong. There were no gray. It was either black or white, right? And it was very important for me to understand the philosophy of the question, as Ravneet sir always says, right? So when I approached him, I was allowed to ask why. Why this? When I was studying, the student who would ask why was being labeled as a person who doesn't understand things well. So we were not very much encouraged to ask why. Yeah. But here I had that freedom to understand why for every condition. And that was so satisfying for me. I've thoroughly enjoyed this journey. Though it has been difficult, sitting for hours and hours in front of screen, which I'm not used to it. And there's a different way of evaluation that the Canadian practice follows. So getting along with that, was a little tricky in the beginning, but as I followed the recipe provided by Final Frontiers, I am one of the master chefs now.
Oh, yes, of course. There is no doubt in that for sure. But I know, I think even Ramneet mentioned, like you were one of the active student in all those live lectures, like, and there's nothing wrong in asking those questions. And I completely agree to you. The way now this is when we were students, asking why, as you said, it was always felt like, oh yeah, she's such a dumb kid, doesn't know, asking why all the time, every time, so annoying, we want to just go home. And now, after gaining all this wisdom and practice, you're like, yes, everybody needs to know why to all these questions. Every basic needs to have a why is that the basic and everything. So yes, that definitely makes a difference. So I'm glad that you asked those why questions in the lectures. And I'm pretty sure there were other students in the lectures who had the same questions, but nobody asked the why. So I really appreciate that you asked the why. You maybe made it easy for 10 other students who had the same doubt. So awesome. Now, while you were preparing, I know you were working and you were still preparing. How did you balance that? Like, how did you balance, like, what were some of the challenges that you faced while working, preparing at the same time?
One thing was very clear in my head. I was not leaving my clinical practice. I was not leaving my patients for sure. Because if I was absent, they won't turn up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So what I would do is, I sat down, I made a timetable. I used to study for 3 hours, and then for my break period, I would go to clinic, which was my zone, which was my safe place to be.
Yeah.
Well, things were automatically revised, and my perspective of looking at each patient had changed already.
Wow.
So that was kind of polishing, revising concepts during that time.
That was awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. So, and you've been practicing for so long, so you like to practice. It's like you don't look at it as a chore. Oh, I have to go to work. You want to go to work. It's your clinic, your patient. So that's awesome. Did you study like early morning and then you go practice, or was it like at nighttime were you studying and then go practice in the morning, kind of?
I used to wake up early and then would study for good 3 to 4 hours at a stretch. And because of the difference in time zone, our live lectures were in mornings as per Indian Standard Time. So that time was saved. It was well invested.
Good.
Used to be up, wake up early, and then for the break period, I used to go to clinic after my breakfast. So again, I was fresh. I would come back for lunch, revise my concepts, go back to clinic 4 to 7, come back, take a good nap. And again, I would never be up for more than 11:30 or 12 at night. I had good 6 hours of sleep. That was very, very important.
Okay. So you still balanced, you planned it out, you balanced it really well. Like you woke up in the morning, you had your own study time, work, see your patients, study, balance. So you made a good balance. Like you did what you wanted to do. It was not that, oh, I'm not going to go work, I have to study, or I'm not going to study because I have so many patients. So I think that's very important, to set a discipline for yourself, a routine, a plan for yourself. That really helps. Awesome. I'm learning so many new things from you. And I'm still surprised and amazed with, the first line that you said. I'm like, it is going to be so much helpful for people that are the patients that come to you, for students that are learning, listening to this. And I mean, awesome. Not everybody wants to get out of the country, but some of you want to really work, improve the standard of care, even for the students, for the next generation. You're doing a great job, I would say. You're doing it awesome.
Thank you for the appreciation.
Now, when you, this is just a random question, but, when you studied back 17 years back and now studying, did you have a lot of difference in your basics? Like, had you forgotten a lot of your basics, or was it easy for you to catch up with the basics?
Because of our touch with the clinical practice, I could not find it very difficult, but I was actually amazed to learn things in a different manner and with a different perspective. Because this time, the goal was not to pass from year 1 to year 2 of physiotherapy. The goal was to understand the concept, and
Yeah.
I could correlate with so many patients of mine. So it was a practical implication.
Good, good. So it didn't take you that long. You were able to like put it into practice and get right back to your basics right away.
Plus, I always had a go-to person available here. If for
Yeah.
neuro there was a person, for ortho there was a team, and I had a study group. We are a group of three friends, Tanvi, Sim, and myself. We had set a time at night for 10 to 11:30, where we used to discuss the concepts, and learning from a different perspective was a game changer, because
Yeah, I
we
think
talk
subtle.
to each other in the similar manner where we could accept it.
Wow. And sometimes it's just a subtle way of looking at a different topic. Like, wow, I didn't think that way, right? Like ortho or neuro, whichever topic, like the way you think, the way I think, and the way your friend think, it will be so much different. Like, oh, I didn't realize we could have done that way too. So that really helps, friends. Plus, your plus point was your clinical practice. Like whatever you learn, you just go and put it right there into practice. So that helps to retain it better. Perfect. Now, did you have any stressful situations when you were preparing? Like, oh my God, I didn't study today. I didn't make it up. I didn't follow the timetable. Or you took those mock exams as well. Did you feel like, oh, I didn't score that good, or I did wonderful? Like, how did you overcome that phase?
Okay. For me, right from day one, when I spoke to Ravneet sir, the condition was I would not shift a week's plan to next week. Only then I would pass. And I was committed to that. I never let a week's work be pending. It was like day one it is done. Day two, I would do it. So that discipline did help me for around 100 days, I would say. But after that, when I started with mock exams, there were days when I would exaggerate so much. I scored only 140. How did I pass? Oh my God, how am I doing? And sir used to motivate me so much. There was Ruchi, there was Ritika. Everyone is, no, you're doing great. You're doing wonderful. And they knew my personality maybe. If we pushed her a bit, she would do it. I
Oh,
always wanted to hear that you can do it.
yeah.
So the moment they said, I had trust in them, because I used to think they are mentoring so many students. So if they say you can do it, of course I'll do it.
Of course. No, that's awesome. And we know you can do it. It's not that you are, fresh out of college and you're your first year student. So sometimes it just takes a push, just a little word from someone. And you did it today. You took the exam, you cleared the exam, and you're such an inspiration to everybody out there. So that is so amazing. Now, this will be kind of my last question. If you have to share one tip that you want to share it to the future students that are planning to take the PCE or preparing for any exam in general, what would that be?
Trust me, there will be ups and downs, like we have seasons, like we have day and night. It is going to be like that. I had self-doubt. We are humans, we do doubt, but fight your own demons. Trust yourself, trust in your mentors, trust the route that you've chosen. And if you have that belief system, if you have a strong goal, why are you doing it? I did write that why. I pasted it here. I never made any sticky note. That was the only note I made. Why am I doing it? So if you have that why clear in your head, you are going to rock it for sure. So find that why and go for it.
Okay.
You have a team to back you up. Team FF is the best.
That's awesome. That is so inspiring. Just, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to write my why somewhere on the wall also. I mean, if I look at that, I'm like, why am I going to work today? That's like a biggest motivation. I'm going to do that too. That is so inspiring. That is so awesome. Like, that's all you need is the why. And if you look at it, that's going to tell you, that just gives you that boost of motivation, and everything is then very easy. So okay, well, that was very awesome, very inspiring, very amazing. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, doing this for us today. You are going to change so many lives out there now, and your patients are so lucky to have you.
Thank you so much. All my patients have prayed for me. There was a point where I was pressurized because going back to clinic and each one of them would ask, Ma'am, how was your exam? We know you're going to rock it. 20 days, we are counting. We are counting for the positive results. Even today, I'm getting these kind gestures.
Oh, that is
So
awesome.
many of them.
Oh my God.
And ethically, I'm allowed to accept these.
Okay. That's okay. That's completely fine. You're putting in that hard work. You want the best for the patient. You want the best for all the people out there. So this is very good what you're doing. So, but thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate. We'll make sure your inspiring journey gets to everybody out there. And not everybody wants to just come to Canada. Some people want to make a difference in their home country too. So that is so awesome. But thank you for joining. Okay, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my story, for appreciating me so much. You have been so kind.
No, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure that we got to be a part of your journey. That's all we need, is to help someone, to get everybody, show them what they can do, what they are. So I appreciate you joining. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, you take care.
Good night.
Okay.